Hey everyone, Terry Vanover, and I work with stepmoms and healing their relationships and letting go of resentment so that you can be happy and healthy in your step family. Now, I know a big topic that goes along with being a stepmom is perhaps you have stepchildren and their parenting, your spouse's parenting style or their ex-parenting style is very different than you. And so you are left with the ramifications of that, the consequences of a stepchild who maybe have different beliefs about how that stepchild should be raised, or what the expectations are. So it is vital, ladies, that you get help on this, because here's the thing. 67, no, the new statistics are, that's the old statistics, 70% of stepmoms with kids are going to end up in divorce again. Yep. It is a mind-blowing statistic. And listen, first divorces are going down, but second marriage divorce rates are going up. And this is one of the reasons, because so many step families haven't come to terms with how to parent, right? There's different expectations about parenting and different expectations of the stepmom, right? So it's important that you get help and get support so that you don't end up one of the 70%. So let's talk about what is anger, what is disappointment, because here's the thing, ladies, if you are a stepmom, and I'm guilty of this too. I'm a mom, I'm a stepmom. Lord knows I'm guilty of this. Is managing your expectations. Anger and disappointment and frustration, all of those are signs of an unmet expectation. Let me say that again. Anger, disappointment, frustration, those are all results of an unmet expectation. If you go to the store, and this is a simple analogy, but if you go to the grocery store and your expectation is that the clerk behind there will be friendly and greet you and say, "Have a nice day," and then that clerk doesn't acknowledge you, is gruff, and doesn't say "have a nice day" or anything, you're going to walk away and you're going to be like, "Oh my God, that clerk was so rude." Just so rude, right? So you get that, like, it's just the expectation that you have. But if you went in there and your expectation is that people don't talk to you and people like you, so you'll have a different viewpoint, you'll have a different perspective. So the first thing that you need to do if you have stepchildren with different behaviors, or you're frustrated or you're angry, is you need to look at your own expectations. And you need to look at that and you need to manage that. And look at, say, this child is 7 years old, and maybe I need to re-examine my expectations. Perhaps they didn't have the proper skill sets in order to do the things that you're expecting him or her to do. So you may need to reevaluate what your expectations are so that you're not angry, so that you're not disappointed. Case in point, y'all, I'm a mom. I have a son who does not manage time at all. It is a point of contention in our household, and it's probably one of the places where I feel most frustrated. As a mom, I have reevaluated my expectations, and I know that it's unrealistic to have the expectation that this certain task, his packing his lunch, for example, is not going to take him 5 minutes. Never happened. Probably won't happen for a long time. So I had to reevaluate my expectations. And so now if he does it in 15, I'm pretty happy. And I've reevaluated my expectations. And then put a plan into place to help support him so that he can be successful. So that I can say, okay, we're going to do a timer for 15 minutes, get it done, yay. And, every time he beats that timer, there's a reward system where he gets 5 minutes he accumulates 5 minutes onto his electronics for the weekend. So lots of managing my expectations and then putting in a success program in place for him so that he can feel successful, right? Also a list too, a visual list for him is very, very helpful, right? I think sometimes we get so stuck on ourselves, like he should be able to pack his lunch by now. He's this amount and, he's been doing it for 4 years. Okay, but he's not. Like, accept it, embrace it, let go of that, and like move on. And you'll be happier, and change that story in your head, because that's the thing. You have the expectation, or I have the expectation that, oh my God, he's been doing it 30,000 times. How come he can't do it? He can't. Like, I've accepted that. I've embraced it. We're all much happier, so much happier and smoother, and put some steps into place to where it's a smoother transition. And then again, it all goes back to you taking accountability and taking responsibility for your feelings and your emotions. I think so often we blame others for our emotions. And here's the truth, people. You are giving away your power. If you're getting frustrated over your stepkids, or they're doing stuff and it's making you pissed and it's making you angry, you're giving away your power. You're giving them power over your emotions. I mean, I know y'all have seen this, right? Where people are like giving away their power, and you're like, really? You're going to allow a 5-year-old to get you that upset or that? Like, you're the adult. Manage your emotions. Take control of your emotions. Learn not to be so reactive. And so that's the first step. Take accountability for yourself. How am I showing up in this relationship? And one of the ways is managing your expectations, looking at your expectations and reevaluating that, and adjusting your story. Because I think that's a big part of it, is we often are tied into our beliefs, and sometimes letting go of the belief is what's empowering. It was me recognizing that the distress was not my son not packing his lunch because I think he should do it in 5 minutes. Like, God, why can't he just do it in 5 minutes? Like, that wasn't the distress. The distress was me holding on to the belief that it should only take him 5 minutes. So you need to look at your beliefs and give yourself the conscious permission to let that belief go. It's the thought, it's the belief that's making you miserable. So let me say that again. It's the thought, it's the belief that's making you miserable, not that child. You believe that that child should act a certain way and do a certain thing. And if you accept and embrace that child for where he is, who she is, then, and let go of the belief that you have, you'll be so much happier. I was holding on to the belief that people were judging me based on the way my stepchild looked, right? I'm sure some of you have that belief. I know I can't be the only one, right? You might have a stepchild who's, again, not raised the way you would raise your child, or has different belief systems, does things differently than how you do. And so I was holding on to the belief that I will be judged based on the appearance of my stepchild. And the truth is, like, that's on me, right? And so that was causing me discourse, like unhappiness with the way the stepchild looked. And I had to let go of that and go, gosh, girl, like, you need to look at that and why you have that belief. And so what if people judge me? That's another thing. I looked at that thought too. I looked at all of my thoughts and all of my belief systems and let those go. You know what? No one's judging me. Who cares, right? And then B, yeah, again, who cares if they're judging me? That's on them, not me. And so letting go of those beliefs was really, really, really powerful for me being happy in my step family, because I let go of the beliefs that I had. I let go of the beliefs of she should act like that, he should do this, he should be like this, or they should be doing this. So letting go of those belief systems really allowed me to feel happiness again and allowed me to find peace within myself. And taking accountability for how I was showing up in that role. So let's go back to my example of feeling judged. What was I doing? I was judging her. By being fearful of being judged, I was judging her. So the irony there, right? The hypocrisy there is really something I needed to take accountability for myself and responsibility for myself. So this is just one of the few little tips for handling, stepchildren and, managing how you interact with those stepchildren. I know how stressful it can be and how overwhelming it can be and how the resentment can really build up in a relationship. So look, I would love to hop on a complimentary call with you if you're struggling, and I can share insights into your specific situation and help you through this with your stepchildren. And so I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I will see you next week with more tips on being a stepmom. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.